Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another session of the Business Renovator. I'm your host, Coach Phil. I'm looking forward to sharing some ideas in and around something that I came across recently in my email box. Actually, last night it showed up. It's from the Napoleon Hill Foundation, and it is about thoughts or things. But before I get there, I would like to introduce you to Focal Point, a company that I've been involved with for the last 14 years as a business coach and trainer. So here we go, a little video for you to watch. Hey, welcome back. I like that music, it cranks me up. Anyway, another thing I want to do is talk about this book by Brian Monahan, Customer Delight. This came into my life about a year ago when I met Brian through the challenges of what came to us last year, and we're learned how to live with change as COVID has impacted the globe. The quote from this particular book is, "Change is not merely necessary to life, it is life." Alvin Toffler. So Brian's take on that is, if you're not preparing yourself or your employees for change, you're not preparing your customers for delight. Change is a constant, delight is a byproduct. Change isn't a reason for lack of delight, it is a base for delight. You are the catalyst for delight. So the email that came across my, it showed up in my inbox was thoughts or things. And if we think about that, they are things, aren't they? Like, look around your office, your home, your cottage, wherever you are right now, in your car. I hope you're not driving and texting. But think about the things that are in your life, in your space, your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, the clothes you're wearing. They first started out as a thought by somebody. And in the email that I received by the Napoleon Hill Foundation, they talk about burning desire, which is one of the principles and laws of success according to the research that was done before that book was published by Napoleon Hill. He talks about a situation where Barnes wanted to be a partner with Thomas Edison, the guy who created the light bulb, or at least made it popular for us. And Edwin C. Barnes had a burning desire. He wanted to become not an employee of Edison, he wanted to become a partner of Edison. And at the time, Edison didn't have any partners. He had lots of employees that were working with him to help him with his inventions, his ideas, and aspirations, but no partners. So Barnes' journey, the short version of it was, he wasn't he was actually living in poverty and looked like a bum, apparently, according to the content I've read. And he wanted to get to where Edison's offices were, and he had to hop a train, and he didn't have a penny to rub together or a nickel to rub together or any money to get there. But he had this burning desire. So he hopped a train and got there. So he was creative and innovative in his approach. Was it lawful? Probably not. But when you have this burning desire, your intuitive powers will turn on. You'll get hunches and ideas. And if you act on them, they often take you closer to where you're trying to get to. How do I know? Well, I've actually applied this theory, maybe not even understanding it in this way, about numerous times in my life. One of my favorite mentors, Lou Tice, his book called Smart Talk, And that's him in the back cover there. Lou and Diane Tice created a company about 45 years ago called the Pacific Institute. What they did was they took complicated psychological jargon and turned it into stuff that I could understand, so I could assimilate it. And because of that, it has served me well personally, as well as helping in my role as a leader, coach, facilitator for others, whether they be athletes, salespeople, entrepreneurs, or business owners, or part of a corporation. It's served me really, really well. So if you know what you want and why you want it, and stifle the how, you can get more of what you want to have in your life show up. And it's not always materialistic things. It could be you wanted to improve yourself, develop a skill, and do it with less stress. Well, you can do that by changing what you think about most of the time. In Earl Nightingale's Strangest Secret, he did a lecture on that and recorded it. And if you haven't listened to it yet, I would encourage you to. It's basically talking about the same thing I'm talking about today. And the strangest secret is we become what we think about most of the time. So, thoughts are things. What are you thinking about? And if you're not happy with your life, what have you been thinking about over the last 90, 120 days on a consistent basis with emotionally charged thoughts? Because you see, the key to this, what we think about, we become, is the emotional side of it. Lou Tice taught me a real simple example of how we think about things, and that is we think in 3D. And the three dimensions are thoughts, pictures, and feelings. So you might want to jot this down so you don't forget it. So create kind of a triangle with the words. Don't connect them with any lines, but give you enough space so that you've got thoughts to the bottom left, pictures to somewhere to the right, bottom or midpoint, and then at the top of the triangle, you've got feelings and emotions. So now I do want you to connect them with a directional arrow that looks like completes a circle. And if you've done that, what you end up with is what we call the self-talk cycle. So first it starts with a thought or an idea. Then it becomes a picture or an image. And then from there we get some feelings and emotions around it. Now the thought may be crystal clear right away, or it might be not so clear, but that's okay. As you think about the thought and get more clarity around it, the picture becomes more vivid, more colorful, more impactful. And as you do that, then you create some feelings and emotions around it. And as a result of that, you get more fuel to move towards what it is you're thinking about. So in Barnes's case, he didn't want to just be an employee with the Edison Corporation. He wanted to be a partner. So his burning desire turned on the creative juices for him to get there. The things he was thinking about created the image of him working there and the feelings and the emotions of what that would be like once he got there. Now, I've done this in my own life. I know it's a really powerful thing. And if you think back over the course of your life, things that have shown up for you that you've made happen, and reflect on it and think about how you felt when those things were happening, when you achieved that goal, met that person, wrote that book, whatever it is you did, and recall that, because you can leverage that. Would be another topic for another day. But the three-dimensional self-talk cycle is really a powerful way to help you and me recognize what we're doing in terms of what our thoughts are. And again, if you're not happy with the results you've had in your life showing up today, what have you been thinking about over the last 90, 120, 180 days or a year? If you don't like it, stop thinking that way and think differently. And you can do that by doing declarations or affirmations. Is it easy? Probably not. Is it simple? Absolutely. Because we're creatures of habit, that's what makes it a challenge to make change happen. Because we have this self-image of who we feel and see ourselves to be. And it's important to in order to keep our sanity, we need to stay who we are. So we have this mechanism, Lou called it the creative subconscious mind, and its job, its role, is to keep us who he is. Keep us in our isness is what Lou said. I love that expression. We is who he is. But we don't have to stay who he is. We can change who he is and have a new is. And then you'll be a different person, and you'll be experiencing different things. And the way to do that is to see where you are now in your current reality. And if you're not happy there, what would it look like on the other side if you were moving and growing towards being the most powerful you that you could be? So you stop under living and start living to your full potential. What would that look like? So the gap between your current reality and your ideal future is a powerful way to move from where you are today in your current business and change your new business to what you want to be in the future. Now, going back to the creative subconscious and keeping us stuck in our business, its job is to maintain our sanity. And we do things habitually, which is it's a good thing. We have habits because we don't have to relearn every day the basics of how to get up in the morning and what to do in the bathroom routine, from all those things we've learned how to do: brush your teeth, shave, have a shower, dry ourselves off, fix our hair, etc. If we had to learn that every day, we'd never get anything done. So habits are helpful, but they're also limiting, because some of our habits keep us stuck in our business. And if you want to break out of it, think about the three-dimensional cycle. And Smart Talk by Lou Teitz, great book. It's helped me many times. The content there is valuable, but it's not just reading a book. It's studying the book and actually applying and implementing it and trying it and failing and learning and doing all sorts of things. Brian Tracy, who I'm affiliated with, has a book called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, right there. He's got some really good thoughts and ideas in here. I know my video coaches are going to give me crap for that. I put the book in front of my face. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to do this. Sorry, Roy. Bruce, I'll get better, I promise. Because I'm changing my thinking around that. And then a couple of other books written by the same author, different editions, are Maxwell Maltz's Psycho-Cybernetics. It's all about changing your self-image. And he talks about this. He started out as a plastic surgeon. And during that part of his career, he would do the plastic surgery, but find that people still had the issue or challenge that they didn't want, why they came to him to get something altered. And what that spurred him on to do is to do a study of psychology. So he became a psychologist as well. So he was able to help individuals psychologically, surgically remove the limiting thoughts that were keeping them stuck in their isness. So I just wanted to share that with you today. Thoughts are things. What are you thinking about? If you enjoyed this, thought it was useful, that would be great to hear. And if you're watching this on the replay, please go hashtag replay so that we know. And if you would be so kind to share this out and actually subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be fantastic. And if you have a topic that you would like to have addressed around sales, marketing, and or mindset, or maybe even all three, shoot me a note. My email address is right up above me, phil@coachphil.ca. And I'd love to hear from you. It would be fantastic. One thing I want to leave you with is to remember, you are wonderful, and spell wonderful with a large U instead of the O, because you truly are wonderful.